All right, hello everybody, welcome. It's a bit earlier than usual, but I figure if I want to get in some drafts, well, I'll have to do some earlier streams than Dragon Warrior Wednesday streams. So we're gonna try and fit in some drafting before uh, Zaro's Bizarro adventure. Zar- Zaro, there's something there. I know it. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be jumping into more murders at Karlov Manor. Another set that makes me sort of have to step over the words, just from like much like March of the Machines singular. The Karlov Manor. You have to check quick. Let me check that quick. We had, yeah, okay. Like, so the most common thing that like gets done as a mistake with a set name is calling it Murders of Markov Manor, because uh alliteration, but also Soren Markov. Um and also Markov Manor has been like a notable estate in Magic sets. Uh, it was a notable place in Shadows over Innistrad block. Um, the Markovs in all of the Innistrads have been pretty big. So, Taste has been around nearly as much, probably just as much, if not more. Hard Planeswalkers get a little bit more screen time and all that. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, rare midday stream. Had time for it and figured, like, I don't think I'll be able to fit this in tomorrow. Unsure. Schedule uncertain, so might as well fit it in while I have time for it, you know? So. Yeah, as we took a look yesterday, we did 3 drafts yesterday. The first tried to do some 3-color shenanigans and blew up spectacularly, the mana not functioning as needed. The second functioning spectacularly, uh, pulling some very fun beatdown. And the third, rolling straight just down the middle. So let's get ready to go. Karlov Manor. Yeah, if you Google Markov Manor, one of the articles for Shadow's Block was called Mystery at Markov Manor. So maybe the easiest mistake to make. Alright, let's see what we open. Wonder what the upper limit on like Thraben Inspectors is in a deck. Alright, so we got this Fireball. Well, I say Fireball. This is a Blaze with a +1 cost, which is not as interesting to me. I actually don't think this is a very high pick, unless we're already in the colors, because the recursion part of it isn't terribly, like, for limited, isn't going to be huge. And the +2 on +1 on a Blaze is going to be a little harder. And as we've seen, 2-color commitment not 2-color commitment, but color commitments are a little harder in this set. I'm here for Thraben Inspectors. I'm here for Concealed Weapon. I think this card is very cute. It's pretty nice. If Edict, Shock. I want to play low to the ground, and I love Novice Inspector. I'm willing to pick 100 million copies of this card. Case of the Uneaten Feast. That's a life gain. We're not going to be focusing on that. Unyielding Gatekeeper. Exile target non-land permanent if you controlled it tap. This notable thing about Unyielding Gatekeeper. You might be looking at all that text, and wow, you know, you can exile a creature and make it a 2/2. You can blink your own thing against removal. Or you can just play a 2-mana 3/2. 2-mana 3/2 in a set of, you know, morphs plays really well. We had a red 2-mana 3/2 in one of our previous drafts. Festerleech and Night Drinker Moroi are also really interesting to me. Black looking like an option. Ooh, okay, alright. I love this bird. I want you to appreciate this bird, please. So, 3 mana 1/4. 2 to play down, 2 to flip up after you play 3 to play down. When it turns face up, hand off any number of your permanents to your opponent. Draw cards equal to how many permanents you hand off for the bird. And then when you attack, steal them back one by one. It's a very silly bird. But also, like, late game, this turns into a lot of cards. I'm interested to play with this. I think, ooh. No, I want a Bondkin. Sorry, Bloomkin. Sorry, bird. Okay, so the Bloomkin here is an interesting direction for some of the morphs that it has a pretty hefty flip up. That ain't it. Galvanize, Auspicious Arrival. Like Down on Crime. All 3 of these are gonna be fine. The Bloomkin here is like a really... again, I really am a fan of 2-drops in this format. Sorry, bird. I'm so sorry. I don't believe in Galvanize at the moment. Yeah, we're not, sorry, Niv. Okay. A lot of white, black, and white, blue. The black seems like something we continue to see. We're having some interesting choices around our second color, aren't we? This Sentry is really good. Meddling Youths. Gardener, Gadget, color, Fluff, Crime Stopper Sprite. The doubler. I don't like this. I feel like this is just wrong. Treat like make Thopters on evidence. We're not gonna be 5 color. None of these cards fit in ways I like together. But we have a lot of options for what our color combo can be. Okay. Take the sword. Also, Rift Burster. Rift Burster's like actually like gonna be fitting in a lot of instances. Big threat. Is this normal now? What do you mean by this? Though, like, me trying to figure out what I'm doing with my draft, that's just more me trying to figure out what I'm doing with my draft. The part that's funky and you have to work around with this set is that... Oh, the duplicate. Yeah, the duplicates are normal. That is an intended thing. I don't think it should be. Like, I think it's incorrect, but that's like a, this is weird and it shouldn't be there. But it is, that's not like a bug or anything. That's like functioning as intended. Okay, hold on. All right, if we can get this Phoenix, this makes red now. All right, let's do the let's commit off. So this is a really good Phoenix. If it, for one, this is an on curve body that's a 3/3. Like, that's really good in a world with morphs, but it also recurs pretty easily. Morphs and such make the collect evidence a more easy thing to do, and the evidence collection mechanic is not a common one in our color combo. The evidence collection is more of like a black, green, blue sort of thing. It exists in across colors, but like we aren't going to be using the resource, therefore we can make use of it. You know, we can have things like, okay, these morphs that die that get us there, some of our removal spells that push us there. Not happy with the amount of cards we have from pack 1 because of our kind of color questioning. Black looks powerful as well here still. White looks like it got a little cut as it went along. Maybe I need to focus on that, and maybe Rakdos is more of an interesting thing. Maybe I'm a little too focused on white. Let's keep that in mind and see if red stays open in pack 2. But it's definitely something to note that, like, I picked up Novice Inspector and Unyielding Gatekeeper, and then I think no other white cards of note. So, Metal Youths. And them around. Thank you very much for the sub. I'll take dogs. Dogs are a very good reason to be in this color combo. Dogs are very aggressive. You can play it on 2 as like a very aggressive 3-drop. A 3 power drop, not a 3-drop on 2. But you can play it on 2 as a 3 power attacker. But you can also like get these dogs and get a lot of like incidental bits with the dogs. Something like our 3 attackers. Something like just being able to like move the camp onto 1. Things like that. Also, Dog Walker is a human citizen, so it makes the new Capina citizen noise when you pick it. Excuse? I'm sorry, a card from Apocalypse just showed up in my pack. It's in the old border, too. This is from Apocalypse. This is a thing that is in all packs ongoing from here forward, where within the actually, Prisoner of Interest might be a good one too. Where there's a like an extra. I wish it kind of showed off, sort of segmented away, but cards from outside of the set that kind of show off. Crawl Whip Cracker. We find with like a copy of Detonation. Or a Night Watch. Go the Night Watch. Again, it's pretty late to switch direction. But yeah, so there's a number. Okay. Actually, Market Watch Phantom. Oh, Dog Walker again. Never mind. Okay, we're finding good stuff. Station, thank you very much for the sub. But yeah, as we'll see, like this Duskmantle House of Shadow. This is from original Ravnica. There's a set of like 40 some odd cards that just have a 1 in 8 chance of showing up in packs. They range from silly commons to Chase the Jace. Not that Chase the Jace, different Chase the Jace. Don't worry about that. You know, this actually seems interesting. Fuss and Bother. Fuss works as like a sort of trumpet blast style effect that like can keep going, and Bother is a late game Thopter Maker. No more lies. I don't want a ton of seasoned consultants. They have trouble attacking early. They work pretty well in the mid game when they can attack like into morphs, but as a 1/3, they just sort of exist. But yeah, Fuss and Bother. Felonious Rage, Gadget Tactician. Ooh, a Crowd Control Warden. This flips up for Hybrid, so double white. This actually looks really good because it flips up for with a 1/1 counter for each creature control, other than itself. And we have dogs, so really easy for us to get like a huge setup. Here we can take You Are Being Watched. The art, sort of, the person of interest on this card makes me think of Jaqen and Hagar, the card from the Game of Thrones CCG, just the hair coloration. But that's because Jaqen and Hagar was a very busted card in that game. Person of interest again, huh? I already have a hat. Okay, person of interest gives us a lot of wide bodies, which makes Crowd Control Warden look better. It also lets us have our 3 attackers for Consultant. I think that card can work well in our deck. 2/2s are, like, interesting as bodies because, like, morphs... I like Dismantle, that's cute. Ooh, okay. Fugitive Codebreaker, Prowess, Haste, Disguise, 6, reduced by 1 for each instant or sorcery in your hand. Turn face up, discard hand, draw 3. Yeah, we don't have a ton of Prowess triggering, but I like the idea of having a 2-drop haster like this that also can be a late game way for us to filter and get some extra cards. We don't have a, like, you know, I think we only have right now, like, Galvanize X1. Market Watch Phantom is another one as well. The Detective Pilfered Proof thing is also, like, playable. More familiar. Haunch. Chases On. Axe Bane Ferox. This is a hard to kill Death Touch Haste dog. Board Collect 4 Evidence. I think we're haunching it up, though. Form Familiar, Haunch, Chases On. We'll do this is equipment from Grave. Hello, Kellen. Hi, Shock. Shock and Novice Inspector, huh? Novice Inspector number 2, Shock number 1. I believe Shock number 1 is more valuable than Novice Inspector number 2. That's not... It's funny that that's, like, not easy to me. I don't think that's straight. But, like, 3-man Inspector, Novice Inspector here. Kind of wild card. Thank you for gifting Copper Popper a sub. Expedited Inheritance. Whenever a creature deals damage to it, is dealt damage, its controller exiles card, may exile cards, may play them. That's both sides. No, thank you. Gadget Tactician is also, like, fine. Pick the Phantom because I like having that big of a flyer. Galvanize, too. Alright. That makes me feel a lot better about, like, our removal quality. Yes, that's a trophy. Shock plus 2 Galvanize. I want 1 copy of the O-Ring. The Journey to Nowhere, but that's fine. I think that enchantment is interesting. This is one of the most, like, ridiculous things, this O-Ring. Very powerful because it is a full O-Ring, too. I'm gonna take it Demand Answers. You can sack an artifact for this or discard a card to draw two. But yeah, this is O-Ring plus Fertile Ground. It means it's like you can use it to splash as well as play your removal. Galvanize number 3 versus Market Watch Phantom. Being creatures. I think our deck sets up with these very well. Among Us. I don't like this Griffin very much. 2 toughness means that you're not, like, threatening a morph. They're threatening you. Okay, happy to see this. I did want a Market Watch Phantom. This is a good 2, because it could be an evasive 2, and a 2/2 for 2, when you're in a world of morphs, is like playing a morph a turn early, right? Cat. I'm actually going to take an on the job. We have some dog walkers, and some person of interest. So going wide seems good. Cat would also be like maybe fine. Ooh, this is a good trick. Win a combat, get a clue. Alright. And we can take this technician. I had higher thoughts on this technician. I don't know if it's as good as I thought it was. But, like, I still like the ability to make a Thopter. Alright. Alright, let's get this cleared out. I love how mana, the auto, the Suggestatron tries so hard in this. Okay, first of interest. Launch one of you. I don't know if the cap is worth it in this. We're not like a super heavy detective deck. Alright, these last 2 should be creatures then. Love this curve. Love seeing 2s all around. I don't feel like we need anything above 5 because we have the phantoms as kind of our top end evasive threats. And then a couple big creatures, and then we're just kind of on a go wide. The on the job might be worth it over like playing Fuss and Bother as like a copy of that. But yeah, Crowd Control Warden and Fuss and Bother are gonna give it about like odds on the Technician, Thinking Cap, Dog Walkers, just dogs, right? Launch. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our spells. End of the day, sometimes your scheme is ended by these meddling kids. I'm gonna try this. I might be wrong on the mana. And the curve might... Honestly, looking at this curve, I probably can drop to 16. Well, we have our dogs up here for the meddling youths, you know? That's because the meddling youths needed some other attackers to investigate and split up gang. And we could make some dogs for them to split up with. Yeah, I could cut like a mountain for like a rival. That'd be like the thing I can do here. I'm gonna let it ride as is. I'm foreseeing an issue with this limited format and my own proclivities to how I draft, and that is that the existence of a Thraben Inspector completely like shifts my ability to like make decisions. Like I see a Thraben Inspector, I want it, you know. All right, we're gonna push. Hello. I'm pushing because I have the haunch and shocks. This is fine. Like, what if Codebreaker just walks through? Ah! I see. We're in that sort of situation where we need to have the goblin be dramatically accused. J'accuse. That was that I shouldn't have equipped there. They're off white. Okay. I should have just galvanized and attacked. Bonk. Anyway. I'm feeling invincible right now. I can even draw the card. Yep. All right, the beatdown. So, a bunch of small creatures backed up by 3 removal spells against an opponent who was off color. That, you know, that's a recipe. And the recipe is a very swift victory. Let's move along. I had, in my mind, I thought that the haunch was a scimitar. I've been doing this a lot more as of late, where I know I shortcut mentally where I think a card is. Like, this is a +2, not a 1/1. Damn, this looks really good. Thinking. So, you might be wondering, Chance, what are you thinking about? The prowess. I'm thinking about the prowess. Anyway. Hello. It's time to push. Launch. You're not gonna fall for this, are you? Okay. I'm gonna take my damage then. I still want to play the card, so we're going to do that, because, like, I'm going to be drawing those two cards regardless of the play here. I don't know that you should be attacking right now. What is this? Detective, 1/1 counter on it, sure. Two drops. I tell you, it's all about two drops. Alright, so this gets a loot and a +1/+1 counter. This case, by the way, I think is quite good. I passed it up a couple times in our previous drafts, and, like, I think I had an underappreciation for, the specifics of, like, this being a 1/1 counters on everything you play past it. In addition to it having more text than that, like, you know, it's... Anyway. Surprise, it's dogs! I don't care if you're holding up a removal spell. I have multiple creatures. Yeah, that, and I also just have trouble, like, figuring out the value of a case is a little difficult, you know? Alright. So we have a suspect with menace, can't block, and the detective following them up. Yeah, like, I find it hard to evaluate these. I think of them as just the front side sometimes, and, like, I don't know. But the big thing with this is that there's 100 million things for for detectives across all colors, like... Okay, we're going to equip... I'm gonna play Museum Nightwatch face up. This is like, one of the ways they could get out of this would be like White Land Wrath of God, and this gets us some sort of protection on the board from it while pushing more damage. The cost of adding this to the board is worth it for keeping us on the offense. This is probably the Gargoyle. which I don't believe is enough to live here. It's the gargoyle, which I do not believe is enough to win here. They need another piece of interaction. The beatdown. Good dog. Okay, this deck is, I really love that haste prowess creature. I'm really feeling the value of, like, as you would expect. This is not like a, wow, like, what an insight, but more of a, like, you should, take this into account from previous examples with morph. When we have a set built around morph, 2-drops are the key. Being able to play a turn earlier than everyone else really pushes you forward. So, for instance, just to talk about our card like this, again, I think Market Watch Phantom, the value of this card, is much higher relative in this set than it would be anywhere else. A bear with a jump has a lot more value in this world than it does in a normal set. It's still, like, going to be fine in other sets as, like, a early game beatdown, late game evasive threat, but... yeah. In the land of Grey Ogres, the 1-mana less bear is king. Yeah, Love to see Thraben Inspector removal, some plays. Yeah. So, what are the powers of what are the powers of Thraben Inspector? What makes this card what it is? And that is the flexibility. Why is Thraben Inspector such a good card? Because when you draw it early, it smooths your curve. We're going to play a 1 and a 2, make use of all of our mana. When you draw it late, it cycles, it gets you a piece of metal, it gets you a body, it gets you everything you need. Boy howdy, do we have everything we need. Okay, our 3-drop has a likelihood of being countered here, either by No More Lies or the, like, counter, if you pay 2, suspect a creature, but we still need to try to make forward progress into the board. And if they don't have it, the fact that we have Galvanize, Fuss, Answers, means that we have a really powerful front foot. This is an extremely good Galvanize target for us. We can even get the flip up on our face down for some extra damage right here, which is what I'm going to take over the holding up our Galvanize. I'd rather tip the clock from where it is to where, there to where it is now. Meddling Youths. We probably just Galvanize this, then, like, demand answers and then step. I think I'm gonna discard Fuss and Bother. That's tough. Couldn't find a picture of Ting the dog, but there's a picture of the dog, the artist of the token. Ooh, nice. Thank you. Okay. Demand Answers, by the way, incredible card. Tormenting Voice ++. Has a lot, looks like a deadly dispute in a lot of ways. Okay. That's fine. Annoying, but fine. Night Watch kind of presses through that. I think I am going to get rid of Fuss and Bother still. How many variants of discard draw 2 have existed over the years? A lot. Like, Tormenting Voice is the one that, like, everything gets compared to, which is red 1, discard a card, draw 2, sorcery speed. That's a 2-2, that's pretty good. Alright, I think we want to get the Meddling Youths down. We are going to press. But we've had Tormenting Voice, Cathartic Reunion, which is discard 2, draw 3. We've had the instant speed, red 1, discard a card, draw 2. We've had 3 mana, discard a card, draw 2 with bonuses, making a treasure in some of those instances. A lot of different things like that. So, cool thing here, opponent's at 6. We might be able to sneak in with Auspicious Arrival or the Haunch. The Meddling Youths here. Like, I decided to be over-aggressive with attacking with the 1-2 there to get the token to draw some cards to keep us moving. Okay, Binding. That means the Auspicious Arrival should be quite good on the follow-up turn here. I'm gonna go ahead and... I want to haunch up. They might just take the hit here. If they do, they die. Like, they may well decide that they're able to leverage this. Alright. I'm pushing this way because this gets us these clues to refill with, and hopefully we can just keep pressing. I'm a little worried about our opponent being able to play some sort of large, you know, bodies to buy back in on the game. We've spent a good chunk of our removal at this stage. Both our Galvanizes, our Shock is in our hand. But we aren't empty-handed yet. We're not going to be for a little while. We've got a couple clues to refill on. Okay, that's an incredible good draw here. I guess let's press. Let's see what our opponent's sitting on. This is a very clear, like, signal they have something. We should ask them to prove the not on my watch that is in their hand. Alright. Anyway, let's play one of the best threats we have. They get to crack their clue, draw in, but we get to go wide. We still have the Shock. They still have gas. They've missed land drops, which tells me their hand is, you know, still active. So a lot for us to function around, but we still have the board under our major control. Oh, if we can catch a Shock on a... Yeah, alright. Hold on. No, thank you. Hello! Not gonna play the Dog Walker. We're just gonna pass here. The idea is I want to leave up the Haunch activation, actually, to make more bodies. That's why I didn't play the Dog Walker. Because our opponent's at 1, I'd rather be able to go as wide as possible, and the Haunch Eat would do that. Anyway, we definitely ran hot there. With dog walkers. Dog walker. One of the things that makes dog walker so impeccable as a card for aggro is that it is a card that at many stages is a continuing threat. This is a 3-power threat on 2, which isn't where you want to be applying it, but you can, and that can be easily the right thing to do. And as the game progresses, this is like a 1-card 5-power threat, you know, like 3 bodies, just a whole lot built into there. There was a card in Cons, the Ponyback Brigade, which was a morph that cost 6 on the front and 5 to flip up, so 3 plus 5. That just made 3 1/1s on flip up. That was all it did. They came out untapped, which meant they could interrupt blocking. Very powerful that way. But the fact that, like, Dog Walker plays a similar role in building your board. We're just gonna code break. Mountains. This is I like this mountain. It's a little bit too orange that I have a feeling of like this card almost feels white, but I really like the actual mountain portion of this. That's really good. Let's get face down card going. Alright, we're punching. Swamp, mountain, they probably have a morph. Cool trick, by the way. We can use this to flip up one of our own morphs. I'm probably playing Person of Interest. If you're not familiar, Person of Interest is a extremely good television show from, like, 2010-ish. Yeah, we're just gonna shock. It is a show that kind of starts its life as a police procedural about, you know, a guy going around, and I say police procedural, the main characters aren't cops in the sense it's a pair of people who go about and save people who are in trouble. There's a machine that spits out a number, and it's a person that's going to be involved in problems. Well, the numbers are like a person's social security number, like, and so the idea is you don't know if the person is the perpetrator or the victim. It's just somebody involved in a problem. The show grows to be about the nature of surveillance, the nature of burgeoning artificial intelligence, a lot of very cool action scenes, and a lot of fun characters. It's 4.5, it's 5 seasons, but the last one's short. The Person of Interest, which is, I brought it up because the card here, the card named. It has Michael Emerson, who is one of my favorite actors. He is you might know him most from Lost as Benjamin Linus. That's kind of the role that like pushed him up. But he's great in it. It's also a show that has a what is his name? Enrico. Colantoni. He's also great in basically everything I've ever seen him in. A bunch of the DVD commentaries, the rest of the cast shit talking Jim Caviezel. That's quite funny. I have never listened to any of the DVD commentary on that show. Person of Interest is a good show for the first season. I really liked it once it was in its like third season when it got to its more overarching plots. I feel like it's rushed in its final in a very heavy way, but that's because it was 13 episodes for a show that was normally 22 or 23. But all right, Mortuary. This is actually a really good card for a deck like this because it's like could fill the yard. Oh shit. We have to attack the roots. This card is very powerful. It can get out of hand very quickly. But yeah, I really do love just the sort of general setup and build it has in its first seasons and the payoff in the later ones. I think is very strong. You can have Fuss and Bother. Alright, dog time. Appreciate there's multiple do-not that are actually really good. This one's very scary. It doesn't have any, like, this is one of those cards that more recently I would expect some sort of, no thanks, like once per turn or clause or something like that. But it's just not there. What are we doing? Are we just like pushing with make dogs? Are we gonna make a phantom? $14. I'm gonna go with make dogs. Get this going. I know that the dog walker has the problem of trading with that 1/1 scrupulous agent, but I also like really want to be pushing at an opponent like this. Interesting. Push anyway and get this with a galvanize. That might be best. I want this off the table. If they actually have ways of, you know, eating the grave, picking up the grave, this is gonna life like a lot of the life back. Could just gatekeeper it. My thought here is that flying is going to be a pretty effective way to get over the token generation if they do have ways of pushing that. They have 8 in grave right now. 3 left in hand. I have a removal spell left for an anything. Yeah, that gets 2 creatures out of there. Well, I no longer have a removal spell left, I suppose. I get to eat that with the unscrupulous agent. We want to hold lands at this stage. Let's just push flying. So, thing that makes this dangerous again is every time it makes a plant, the plants tap for mana, and also they pump when a plant gets made, all plants get a 1/1 counter. So like this will become a 3/2 or a 2/3. Ooh, destroy target token. Alright, they can. No, dog! No. Would like to draw shock. Auspicious Arrival would also be a nice draw here. No, I'm not blocking that. You can hit me for 1, I don't care. Alright, give me Shock, please, or Auspicious Arrival. They still have mana, by the way. Really wanted that. Really wanted a way past this. I think we're out of galvanizes. Yeah, we're out of galvanizes. So, don't forget about your secret reach. Don't run your 4/3 flyers into the secret reach. Opponent's running out of cards, which is nice. But they have a grind game. Oh, they also have a splash with 3 fixing pieces right now. This piece of grind game has a little bit of worry in me, especially with the Mortipede, which is something I want to remove at all costs. Hey, everyone's best friend. How many sweepers are in this set? Wrath of God, Black Wrath of God, Red Blue has a draw 2 and then kill everything sort of sweeper. Draw 2, discard 2, and then sweep. There's a couple rare sweepers, yes. But Black has a 5 mana Wrath of God, and White has a 4 mana Wrath of God. Off the splash, there's that, like, Fireball. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I don't like giving our opponent time, so this is nice. Okay, this is a creature I don't want to die because A, it makes flyers, and B, it removes from the grave, so it'll trigger all their remove from grave cards. So if I can get around killing that, I'd like to. Instant speed activation, by the way. Very powerful. Very good card. I still have... I do have the +1/+1 counter card. That would be a really good draw here. Auspicious. Ooh. Auspicious Arrival got a lot worse when this appeared, because now the flyer... Like, they just chump block. They don't bother with the Whip Cracker. I don't know how to push in this position. Interesting. They're drawing a lot of lands, but that's not going to last forever. We need something that turns this. We need some way to turn the corner. Haunch. Does that do anything? Five blockers, 7 attackers. They take 2, gain a bunch back. Then you have to make their board back again is the problem. Like, they want like a sack outlet. That's the big thing that would change stuff for them. Okay. Body that draws a card. That's a good draw for you. Okay. This is cute. So this sacks an artifact to draw, and the token making on this is on the artifact sack. We will end step that. Oh god, I'm so worried about, like, opponent just getting to go off here. Probably maybe too much respect, I don't know. Yeah, if I could kill that whip cracker, I'd be so much better off. Okay, demand answers, sack an artifact. Sack that, pay the haunch. I demand Han. I demand meat on the bone. I will have the meat on the bone or else. Okay. Still not quite lethal. "17 cards in deck, and our opponent is on, like, 11 lands." Sure, that's fine. That's a good splash. That doesn't change the texture of where we are in the game right now. This is a little late for me to be, like, super wary of Etretta. So that's nice, but, like, explains the the choice. Okay. I think I'm waiting for +1/+1 my team. I think that's the actual card I'm waiting for right now. 15 in deck. There are 6 lands remaining. Sure. Indestructible is the flip up in green black, but the we also have like fairy or our exile. Oh god, we have. Ooh, okay, hold on. No, I don't have the 2/1 either in here, so Fuss isn't going to get us out of this. So that means we need to draw into... Sure. Alright, how many blockers are we on again? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers versus... 11 attackers. Not having our gatekeeper either. Okay. That... That's pretty good. That's actually... Yeah, okay. So it's 3 to flip up the Fugitive Codebreaker. shock for the whip cracker. Damn, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, that's a plant. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna be drawing some cards this turn on the flip. Okay. Then we flip up the Codebreaker. We get to draw 3. Uh-huh. You don't say. How big is it? I don't know. Huge. Who cares? It's like... I'm a little worried our deck just doesn't have the tools to get out of this position. Okay, indestructible. And then do you have a removal spell for the other one? The question is, does the opponent have the tools to get out of this position? They don't need to. This is... They... I feel like their board is the winning state on a even keel. This is not actually as even as it looks. Phoenix, Shock, Galvanize. So they've wrathed off all of our flyers. I feel like I want that, like, +2/+1 investigate in the deck. Like, we need some way of getting out of a board stall like this, and we only had the one that we lost fairly early. Yep. So, obvious move here. This triggers all of the removal bits. They get their tokens, all their things get bigger. don't know if this was enough. Might have wanted to throw some dogs under that block, too. Yeah, they've got something. Yeah, no, okay, we get the mortar off the board. Next turn, we get to eat the 9/9, 7 cards in deck versus our opponent's 9. Okay. Or for Death Touch Lifelink if that's active. Chillin'! Alright. Hey, Shock. You're slightly late to the party. I appreciate you nonetheless, but... Sure. Yep, they get to start getting with the flyers. Eat your clue for free. Hello. 12-12. I'm guessing lifelink Death Touch. No, just Assassin's Trophy, my ass. Okay, sure. Yeah, you got it, boss. Bono was still sitting on very premium removal. Alright. We have an Immortal Phoenix. This can't quite get past Kellen, but it can, in conjunction with the Shock, kill Kellen, and then, like, maybe we can work from there. It's recurable 8 times, so, like, it's pretty good. Opponent's board's getting a little crowded. Normal. Yeah, sure. Normal. This should be normal. They're starting to realize that my numbers look a lot more than they actually are here. We're gonna kill Kellen. Like, there's a point where our opponent can just all out at us, and Yeah, they control the Abyss like twice now. That was what I thought! That was the reason I jumped on this card! If they didn't play the Crowd Control Warden on their own turn before this attack, I might have let this through. Yeah, as I said, I was worried that we weren't going to be able to win a game against our opponent in the long run, and this has shown, yeah, I was correct. We needed to turn the corner just a little bit earlier, maybe be a little bit more aggressive when we were on sort of the even keel boards. The problem was that I didn't like what all of our attacks looked like on those boards, and they were also very precarious. Really, the lifelinker is the thing that was just the most dangerous. This thing was untouchable. Cut out! But yeah, really impressed. Uh-huh. So you figured it out. Who told you? My secret's revealed. Well, we should probably be fine, right? We just go to -4. You are being watched. Yeah, we needed to turn that corner just a little bit earlier, and I think I needed to be more aggressive with that auspicious with my +2/+2 trick, pushing forward, trying to knock their board down more than I was sitting on. There was a point where they were kind of flooding out. I think they were on like 9 or 10 lands, but like we just couldn't really crack through that board. The actual answer might have been kill the mole in combat. Blaze. The auspicious arrival. I'm fine with this on the play. A little worried about like not having a 3 directly, but like that's not a thing I should literally be worried about in this format. Like how many 3s are in my deck? It's 100, you know? Like, this body is not super interesting right now, but Person of Interest helps that out. Okay, opponent's fixing for days. Dual, fix for a thing, third color, there's a third color. Do we have a 1-drop followed up with one of the best 1-drops, this little Surveil friend? This one's really good because it also doesn't get blocked by, like, just a 2/2. So we've got to Galvanize in case of a 3 that we can kill. If it's a Morph, obviously we can't touch it, but, you know, that's sort of the name of the game here. They get their Surveil 1. I really want to demand answers on that mountain. This is greedy. Okay. Greed pays off. Thank you. The idea there is that if I don't draw that mountain, we're in a bad way. Alright. Let's get a person of interest down. This is really good with the consultant, just for the number of bodies we get. You know, now we've got our 3. Opponent's got a lot of fixing for days. We have a lot of removal and interaction. So that's nice. We can knock down this face-down card with just like a galvanize, if need be. I think I'm willing to just take that hit, no blocks. I think that's the 4-2. I wouldn't want that to trade 1 for 1. Cool. Face down card number 2 is, I think, what I'm gonna galvanize. Alternately, I can push combat and not have to galvanize anything at all, but, like, actually, let's just... The other line there would have been auspicious arrival, whatever, in combat, and then play Dog Walker as a creature. That still might be the line. 5th land, 4 cards in hand. They've got a face down. I still think is that 4-2 at the moment. Yoink. You're that aggressive right here? Really? Like, that card's good, but it's not like... Like, I'm at 14. You know? What, next turn you're gonna attack me for, like... 6? Then I kill you? Like, come on in. Yeah, come on in. Water's fine. No blocks. I don't believe you. Like, what? You morph up here? You hit me for, like... There's a double strike morpher, but it's double red, and that even wouldn't be lethal here, and it would be all their mana. Like, so they don't have that. Like, morph up to 4-2, that would bring me to... That would be almost all their mana, but it brings me to 6, and then I kill them. It is the 4-2. This is the card that I thought it was. This is exactly what I was, you know, thinking. So we go to 6. Do you have anything to prevent you from dying? No? Not really? Yeah, that was way too aggressive. They were in a reasonable position, I think, if they kind of left this thing back. And we're using it a little bit more defensively. Even the Death Toucher, you know. I have a removal spell for that, but... Yeah, that was a misevaluation of role. I feel like our opponent could have... I don't know about won, but could have been in a better state for recovery at a low life total, rather than just dying right there. If they had evaluated that they were not the beatdown. Alright, Slim Heavens. Very fuss. Sure. We're on the draw, which makes me a little easier keeping this, especially because I can, like, just play the Dog Walker. Mountain. These are cool ones. Okay. Let's go Phantom. We will put down the Dog Walker. Given the choice. I would play the Phoenix. Oh. Phoenix is a card I feel like I want to wait on. Sure. A little bit constricted here. Land 4, I think, is all we need. Mountain would be the obvious land, but like if I get to 4, then I can like flip up plus a 2. Either of these, which are nice. Getting the consultant down with the dogs, for instance. That's fine. I'm not gonna try and trade here. They might evaluate that they're the beatdown, and they might be correct here. You know? I'm not unsure of that. Would really like to draw the land, though. That'd be nice. We work fine without it. The idea over there was that I would be fine with that trade on the offense. No 5th land out of them. Oh, they've got dogs. Okay. Hoofa, that's a lot of bodies, and we are not in a really great position anymore because I can't get things on the board quick enough. I think we need to pass and make our own dogs on the turn. Yeah, this is the like long-term risk of the keep. Alright, so we're gonna go to blockers. We want you here, you here, you want a 1/1. Sword! Alright. So we're taking 6. I think I need... I might have needed to hold that activation now that I think about it. That's a great sword. Yeah, because we can't play Phoenix. Holding the activation wouldn't have done anything because I was already losing the Phantom in combat. I was thinking like jump the Phantom, block that, but like that's not gonna work. Yeah, we're kind of toasted here. Eight. We're close. Gonna give him the hammer. I love that card. That card's really cute. All right, 5 and 2. Let's see if we can't finish this on the upswing. The Quintmeres. This just ain't it. That's good. That's fine. Think I'm gonna live in a world where youths can happen? Alright, we're gonna be galvanizing for a while. We're gonna be galvanizing for a while. Alright, do they have the slip into shadows? If they have the -X, they get to look really good here. Okay. Because being able to kill this before I get to do anything with it would... Well... Yeah, okay. Anyway. Blast him! Ahem. Blast him! The idea here is that, our opponent missed a land drop. They did draw the slice. Alright. Alright, dogs! We rely on you! Come on! Oh, black source, uh-oh. Sure. Before flying. Wait a minute. Dog in. Hey, what the fuck? Hey, now. Uh-huh. You got it, boss. So, Sir Conrad is whenever another creature can either a creature and deal damage to opponent and mill. Sir Conrad is on the list. He's allowed in. I need this Phantom to hit my opponent. That's all I need. I just need to hit you with a 4-power flyer. You are shock? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Some things never change. So as again, I've talked about it a couple times. There's just like a bonus slot that appears sometimes with a bunch of old cards. That's like a like I say semi-curated for a limited list. Obviously it's selected, which means it's curated, but like it's not all cards that are intended for the limited format. It also has cards that are just intended for reprints, like sort of thing. And Sir Conrad's on that. Sir Conrad does have like evidence, synergies. I ain't falling for this. Love me a dog, but like, well, hold on. Am I falling for this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's not Bear versus the World because Dog Walker's double white on the flip up. This is like a bad idea. This is like a, this is near the line. Everyone has this vampire, help! Love me some bats. This lady, I tell ya. Okay, so repeat offender, we can staunch out with dogs. Oh! Oh no! Alright. We got a haunch. We're ready. We can make dogs now. No, thank you. Crime Stopper Sprite. Sure. Had to think on that one pretty deeply. Alright, we repeat offending over there. So I could have equipped before doing that. The thought process behind not equipping is that I want to be able to use all of my instant speed interactive elements here. Interesting. I want to be able to galvanize plus haunch. What do we got, buddy? Oh, well. Try and resolve this? Oh no, we actually have a counter? Is your final card in hand removal? No, you can double suspect. Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. You didn't take it. Oh, okay. Oh, they could have just killed me. No! I've been robbed. Uh-oh. Okay. 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 I'll take one. Okay. I've taken one. Uh-huh. You've successfully dealt one damage to me? Okay, they get the bother. So they could have used the other side of this to make a +1/+1 counter on this. This is very bad. The fact that they stole this from me is pretty good, you know? Alright, I'm going to reveal that my life total is higher than it looked like. I was secretly at 4 the whole time. You watch shock. Hold on. What does that do? Okay. I believe they have an auspicious arrival from my own deck. No, they would have killed me immediately if they did. No, they might have got the card out of hand first. That actually, get the card out of my hand so there's no trick left. Auspicious Arrival's the +2/+2 trick. That could just kill me. Okay. Uh-huh. Bolt the flyers in. Nodding. Nodding. Uh-huh. So they know one of my face downs is the like 4/4 that gets a bunch of +1/+1s. Play on morph, please. Yes! Hello! The Phantom has been kicked out the window! Oh, God, that felt good. Like, there was a lot of really specific navigation on the like, haunch threatening the 2/1s that we both were doing. They had a point where they had me dead. If they played the 6th land and just suspected both of these, I believe I died on that turn. I think they had me in that position. But yeah, no, they thought, you know, they knew this was one of the face downs, which is why they're just making bodies on the ground. So, oof, can't believe they did that much of a theft. All right. Any number of enchanted creatures you control, and up to one other target creature you control. Deal damage with the power to target creature you don't control. Anyway, let's take our goodies. That was fun. God, that was good. I feel quite good about most of the navigation on that. I feel like there might have been some optimizations on the very long black-green game that could have turned that one around, but I'm not certain where those are. Let's take a look at some more. This card's like, this isn't a card I think we've played against it. I actually think this card is fine because specifically it is a 3-drop that is a morph plus a body. Like, so you keep pace with other morphs with this, but go ahead. And like the pump is like, it's marginal, but it's there. There's a lot of evasive creatures with that, with the, you know, that typing. This thing's a fine one. I love the bubble smuggler. I think it's very funny. Stealing the fizzy lifting drink. Red herring. Red herring is not only very cute, but is very good. Again, 2/2 body, irrelevant, and this gets to attack on its opening turn. The fact that it has to attack each turn is, you know, obviously the what do they have sort of thing. But you can only, if you're in that position, you can just eat it. Toxin analysis, I also think is quite good at like trading around. The investigate makes it way better than it looks. This thing's cute. I don't know how. It's 2/2 for 2, so I'm not going to complain on it. No more lies. Rope. Lamp oil. Bombs. Gonna have the Morshu secret lair. Not sure I'm first to say that the fact that red herring's a legitimate clue irks me. There was an article this week about its design, and like, I think it went through about 4 or 5 different iterations. One of them was a false clue, but like, it was found to be too like wait, this doesn't work the way every other clue in the existence works. Like, even though it's called red herring, it's like, it is a clue, so it doesn't work the way it's a clue. My favorite part was where it had there was a point where it had the text, detectives must block this card if able. And then I think after that it was target detective can't block this card if able. I think both of those would have been very cute text on it. Understanding that the first one is actually like a lure effect in red is a little off. And I think that, like, that would have, but they decided to just make it like simple as a card, which I can appreciate. Not every card needs to have 4 different lines on it, but detective must block, I think, is the funniest of the options that they had. There was a point where, like, in its design, it was like, when this comes into play, you give it to your opponent, and then it like you give it to them, and then it must attack. Like, it had like wild amounts of text, and like, obviously this is a common, like, you don't want to have it be a super thing, but yeah, torch the witness. This detective's really cool. Yeah, no, I completely get you, Doper Q, because like looking at it, it's like, oh god, it, like the red herring's supposed to be the fake clue. Yeah, and one of the things they did say in that article about it was like, because of the name red herring, like they weren't gonna print it as like a different colored card than red, because the red herring and green, you know, like, even if that's funny, like, there's always that like tension of design versus intent versus like the way things need to be readable. Like there's so many moving parts to it. So, but nah, I like it. I'm glad they went through it. Skeleton. Give the meteor to the skeleton. Give the meteor to the skeleton. I'm thinking about recently watched a sequel to a movie, the Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. The Lost Skeleton returns again. But yeah, I love that the suspicious skeleton shows up, and then to solve, control no suspicious skeletons. And then it becomes Demonic Tutor, which is pretty cute. This is like a really good for like a like, I can see this really working in a deck that has like a sacrifice theme going on in it, Mayhem Devil style. So Cryptex is one of these cards that is exactly what it should be. Like, so the Cryptex is, you know, this the like little solve, you know, I'm thinking Da Vinci Code Apple or whatnot. And so it has these 5 wheels with different letters on it, and you have to solve it to open it and get what the little thing that's in there. But like, the specifics of how it plays out means that this is like one of the worst mana rocks that's ever existed. It's just so much. As far as its other side, like, that's something you can like play towards, but trying to use this as a mana rock, it's just not. This isn't a mana rock. This is not a card you can play on 2 and have it do its thing. This is a cool one. I like a hide in plain sight. The art on this card is really cool. I like the negative space for these. And it's like a... It reminds me of Collected Company, but like, it doesn't have the deck build cost associated with it, and it's not, obviously that means it's not as strong, but like, I think it's quite cute. Yaris rules. This card's dangerous. That bottom text is hell, the top text is also hell, the middle text is also hell. Mole God? Mole God isn't like a limited card, as we've seen. We saw a game earlier where it's like, okay, opponent has like the artifact sweeper, and there's just not a lot. There's like clues and a couple one-offs. But that's exactly what I'm thinking, Spammy Mole God. They hated him because he told the truth. Rakdos, yeah. Now we're talking. Rakdos is very cool. Double Edict or double draw on a 6/6 flying trample. Oh, it's not as cool. Arena will be... Oh, okay, all the notes about, like... It will be possible to receive a duplicate card when opening a pack. You should not receive over 1 duplicate. I don't like that in paper or in digital. I assume that has to do with the collation of the wild card slots. That can be any card. They can't guarantee that it's not a card that exists in the pack. But, like, that feels awkward. The list slash special guest. These are like the Sir Conrad cards. And then there's like an extra. There is a couple slots that can be extra rares. This is in line with a paper change. So. Yeah, Rakdos. Rakdos has had a couple, printed cards. None of them have been, like, super big. Rakdos' original card is, like, sacking half of your permanents, and your opponent sacking half of their permanents. Rakdos from the second time around is, like, black, black, red. You can only cast this if your opponent's taking damage, and all your spells are cheaper by how much damage you hit your opponent for. Yeah, Rakdos is canonically asleep. Rakdos does, like, sort of chilling and watching, like, cool shows. You know, pretty cool. They just like going to the cool circus and watching fun shows. Fun being a relative term, you know, for Rakdos. No, might not be as fun for everybody. Anyway, good draft. I think that's all I'm going to be doing tonight for drafting. I do want to get myself a dinner before moving on to Dragon Warrior Wednesday. Dragon Warrior Wednesday still happening, everybody. 2 hours. So, be prepared for that. You might not get, like, the email, because I don't know if it likes doing that twice in a day. But, you know, it's still happening. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Hope you're having fun with Murders at Karlov Manor draft. I am really enjoying playing the like aggro styles that we've had, the black aggro, the red white aggros. Blue white has good aggro. I actually want to see what green looks like. I feel like green white or red green could have some really explosive starts. That like could really have some heavy lifting going on. And we've seen that like black X and black green, or black blue have some really good grind game going on. So yeah. But yeah, thank you all for joining. If you want to catch more, you can always follow, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you in a couple hours for Dragon Warrior Wednesday. And I am gonna fit some more of this on Friday. This week we'll take a quick jump off of the Slay the Spire to get in some more drafting, new set, all that. So, yeah, and then Battle Network 5 continuing on Sunday. Battle Network 5, very fun. Check that out. So, all right. Have a good night, everybody.